Okay, so good evening, everybody. Unfortunately for y'all, must have started as good afternoon, and it's already evening. But now since y'all are here, I'm here, and you've got to spend 20 minutes together, might as well try and take 2 points from this talk. So up front, if I have to lay out the objectives of my talk, it will be to make you understand that errors are inevitable in any human activity. I'm sure all of you know this. All of us would have made silly mistakes all through our lives. We continue to make silly mistakes all through our lives. But what I'm going to stress over here is to understand how errors happen in the healthcare environment. It is only because as doctors, you will be the drivers of the unit. You will be the drivers of your team. So you should not go around thinking, I make no errors, the errors happen only from the sister staff, the errors happen only from the technical staff, and errors happen from everybody else except me. That is not the case because all of us are human. So the rules which apply to them apply to us as well. Second objective as I said was to understand how our healthcare environment these errors happen, to identify methods to decrease their incidence and thus obviously minimize the adverse consequences. The idea is create a happy working environment for all the working personnel and of course a pleasant experience for the patients also. And after the talk, if you can participate honestly in the analysis of an adverse event because you're aware of how it is to be done objectively, scientifically, evidence-based, manner-wise, if you know the ways to learn from errors, and if you're ready to practice strategies to reduce errors, I would think it has been a fruitful 20 minutes. So now just to understand, when we say we should learn from errors, why are we saying it? Is it just because it is diplomatically the correct thing to say? Like suppose, you step on someone's toe, you move back and you say, I'm sorry. Although actually you may have actually intentionally stepped on his toe. You might be quite happy that you stepped on his toe. So do we need to learn from errors only because it is diplomatically the right thing to do? Anybody wants to answer or shall we just go on? Okay, we'll just go on. So just to give you an idea, Dr. Gaurav Agarwal also alluded to it, and I shall say the same thing but maybe with a different flavor. 98,000 people die annually from medical errors. And if I put it in perspective, this is more than the number of deaths which happen due to motor vehicle accidents or due to something like even carcinoma breast. And these kind of deaths, they get so much publicity. To put it even more clearly, this amounts to a jumbo jet crashing every 2 days. That would have been headlines, that would have been all over the place. But we have 98,000, close to a lakh deaths annually. And this is figures from the USA. We're not even talking about India. So actually there's a serious problem somewhere. So why should we be bothered? There's a problem. You are a resident in SGPGI. You do what you can do. Rather, you do more than what you can do. So why should you be bothered? Because you're a resident in SGPGI to go out and practice tomorrow. And if you have too many errors in your practice, you can be sure that you will not even get your salary at the end of the month. Because, at least in the West, Medicare has stopped providing reimbursement for what they think are preventable complications, like wrong side surgeries, or if you have not followed established protocols to prevent surgical site infections or catheter-associated urinary tract infections or venous thromboembolism, even if the oversight was from your resident or from your nursing staff. So, actually, to learn from errors should be the commitment of every healthcare organization. Now, actually, if you see humans, why do we need humans then? We might as well have robots to do all our work. Because humans have a tremendous intellectual capability. We're not just talking about memory over here. In fact, memory is not important. You can program a computer to do what you do, if it was only about relying on memory. The beauty of the human mind is its ability to react to the unexpected. Patients might think that if they come to you, and they come to you with such a variety of problems, and they expect such myriad solutions from you. But that is possible only from a human mind. A robot or a computer can only provide solutions to the thing which has been programmed into it. It cannot react to the unexpected. at the same time, we also have our limitations. We respond beautifully when there's a calamity, but we make mistakes for the simplest of things. That is because inherently we have difficulty when we have to do several things at the same time or when we are tired. This is natural human behavior. This report was published in 1999. This was brought out by the United States Department of Medicine, and actually it had to be leaked. It was leaked to the press, and so it was brought out much before its due date. This was one of the first documents which broke the silence surrounding medical errors and their consequences. After this report came out, the public and all the decision makers actually realized the extent of problems that human errors actually lead to in the society. So it was not just about identifying that there's a problem. This report also set agenda for how you can reduce these medical errors and improve patient safety through the design of a safer healthcare system. This is good news for all of us. It's very explicitly stated. Problems in healthcare is not because there are bad people in healthcare. It is that there are good people who are working in bad systems. So, improving patient safety is not about blaming the particular person in whose hands the errors occurred. But improving patient safety requires that we respect human abilities, we understand what a human mind can do and what it can't do, by designing processes that recognize human strengths and weaknesses and thus make the systems safer. So when you start from morning 6 o'clock, at least in our wards, when the residents start from 7 o'clock in the morning and they go on and on and on and on and on till 12 o'clock in the night, there are bound to be mistakes. So if I have to list a few of the most commonest causes, which all of you would identify with: unfamiliarity with the task, shortage of time, not checking, poor procedures meaning complex procedures which require you to do multiple things, invariably you will forget to do one of them, poor human equipment interface, a complex machine which you have to use, which you have never really used before, a defibrillator which you have never used before, and you have to use it in the ward, you're bound to fumble with it, you're bound to stumble. So in fact, people have developed this acronym HALT. So if you are hungry, if you are angry, if you are late, and if you are tired, please don't proceed with the work. But then this does not apply to SGPGI residents. If you are hungry, angry, late or tired, then you need to go out of SGPGI because most of the residents would be in one of these phases or the other. But this is what leads to errors. There are also some evidence-based, what should I say? Things which have been identified which increase the propensity to cause errors. So these are known at individual level and at workplace level. Now this is besides being hungry, angry, late and tired. When we don't communicate clearly to our team members. I want to tell my resident to do this particular thing, but I leave it very ambiguous because I myself am not sure about it. I tell him the dose of this, please give him fragment to prevent or rather to treat DVT for patient has developed DVT. I don't tell him the dose. The resident also is just coming in his first year of stage, he also doesn't know how to treat DVT. Okay? If I don't give feedback and I don't ask for feedback, I've told the resident what is to be done, but I don't ask him whether he has understood, he has not understood, whether it has happened, it has not happened, what has been the problems while we gave the orders to the sisters, what was the problem at the sister level when she executed. We don't want to hear all of this. None of us want to hear problems. We also want to hear that I told something and it was done. That's all. But that's where the problems start. And despite whatever you do, you still have to understand and still have to appreciate that accidents will happen nonetheless. So these are what have been recognized things at individual level. At the workplace environment, you have to have simple processes to decrease these handoffs. When you hand over a patient by a morning staff to afternoon staff to evening staff, invariably some instructions are lost. This increases errors. If you don't have standardized protocols which everybody is familiar with. All of us should participate in team meetings, talk about what we think goes wrong, let everybody know which are the pitfalls, let everybody knows where the problems lurk. Because what happens is, giving orders is one thing, executing these orders is another thing. As a consultant, you say something to your resident, you expect the resident to perform. As a resident, you give orders to the sisters, you expect them to perform. At sister level, they do what they can do, depending upon what is available and what is not available. So at each of these steps, you can have problems. So idea is, the person at the top also should be talking to the people below him whom he or she is giving orders to understand and implement changes if needed so that mistakes don't happen. And another important thing is, which we don't do actually, which can have tremendous beneficial effect, is involve patient and their attendants in healthcare. We don't do that. We just say, you tell to your junior doctors and you tell to the staff nurses. But if a patient knows that this can be done for him and this should not be done for him, he or she is going to be the first one to tell you that no, this was not written for me. Simple thing like, it happens in the wards. You have a central line, you have an epidural line. So a central line is being used to give parenteral nutrition back, and the epidural line is being used to give anesthetic drugs, to give painkiller drugs. So many times it would have happened that the sister or whoever it is, even the doctors would have done, someone would have come and interchanged the lines. The parenteral nutrition bag would be connected to the epidural catheter, and the epidural catheter drug would be connected to the central line. But if it is an alert patient, he would know white fluid, and that is the reason why those parenteral fluids are so ghastly white in color. So even if he tells you at that point, and the moment she's connecting that, this is not right, this is not how it has ever been to me. That's enough. That's one adverse incident stopped. So if you can involve patients and the relatives who stay with the patients, because they have to take care of only one, whereas we have to take care of so many other people, then that can greatly assist in minimizing errors. And of course, pay respectful attention whenever someone is trying to tell you something and point out something. Now, central to all of this is something we should call as incident monitoring. Incident monitoring is nothing but that noting down any incident which has occurred in your practice, which has either actually caused harm or had the potential to cause serious harm. Right? Because if it has not caused serious harm, at least you can learn to prevent such accidents from happening in the future. So all incidents should be reported, and even near misses should be reported. And if you want persons to report, the system or the healthcare organization should ensure that anonymous reporting is followed. Nobody wants to report their own mistakes unless they're sure that they will not be penalized for it. Equally important, the person who is reported needs to know what happened after his reporting. What were the preventive measures taken? And if it has led to significant improvement, that also needs to be applauded to encourage others to come up with this reporting. Dr. Gupta referred to this root cause analysis. I'll try to make it more objective. It was developed by the US Department of Veterans Affairs for patient safety. So essentially what it does is, it looks at an incident which has occurred, which was not supposed to happen, and tries to study the circumstances surrounding the incident to uncover the possible causes and to suggest measures to prevent them in the future. It looks for the reasons that a lapse happened and then tries to ensure that such lapses don't happen in the future by inserting checks and balances in the system. Again, here's to see, it understands that an adverse event is not because of a human error, it is because of a system failure. So, it focuses on system level vulnerabilities and not on individual performance. So it tries to answer, after everything, what happened, why did it happen, what are we going to do to prevent it from happening again, and how will we know that our actions have actually improved patient safety. It is not done by one person, it is an interprofessional team which is not directly involved with the adverse event which has happened. But for any such activity to occur, first there has to be a system where adverse events or near misses are actually reported. Only then can you look at corrective measures. And not all, supposed near misses or adverse events need to have a detailed root cause analysis. Simple thing like a person was asked to take steam inhalation. He was taking steam inhalation, he had covered his head and all that with a towel and was bent over his hot water bag. Someone came and tapped him on his shoulder and he woke up with a jerk and the hot water fell on him. That is probably for that you don't really need a root cause analysis. So there has to be a triaging system also to identify which errors you actually need to evaluate further. But before any of you starts thinking that every error that occurs in a healthcare setting is pardonable, well, there's a distinction. Error is doing the wrong thing when meaning to do the right thing. But there's a term called violation, which means a deliberate deviation from an accepted protocol or standard of care. Just to give you an example, again, to take Dr. Kuntal's example itself, a wrong-sided craniotomy. You meant to operate the patient for his brain tumor. You didn't see the patient's face, the patient was all draped, everything was under covers. You came and you just started because you were told the tumor is on the left side. You started with the craniotomy on the left side. It's a gross error if you look at it from a patient's point of view, and if the society comes to know of it, there's no way you can run. But it is still an error. But as a radiologist, you were doing a CT scan for a patient, you didn't check the creatinine. You didn't look at the creatinine report which he had. And the contrast was given, and the patient developed contrast-induced nephropathy. That is a violation. Because by protocol, you are expected to have a look at the creatinine values. Okay? So there are 9 steps which have been laid down in the process of root cause analysis. The only reason I'm trying to tell you all these things is that to understand that there are established ways in which an adverse event has to be analyzed. So just sitting and talking about wrong injection being given or something which you think happened which should not have happened casually in the canteen with a group of friends, it's not going to serve any purpose. Mistakes and accidents are repeated. Once you finish 15-20 years in professional life, and if you have made a small note of the mistakes that you have come across, you will realize it's the same set of mistakes which get repeated again and again and again and again. No new mistakes happen. I mean, how many more mistakes can possibly happen? It's the same set of mistakes which get repeated again and again and again. So if you have to put a stop to it, there are some ways to do it, and you have to follow those. So first, of course, as we said, you have to identify the adverse event, to organize a team, generally 4 to 6 members. And one important thing is this team can't only include doctors. Doctors can give one perspective into the event. You also need to include the supervisors, the nursing supervisors, and of course the ones who call themselves quality improvement experts. And all of them have to have some knowledge about the area of interest. And if you're including any member in the team, whatever might be his status in the hospital hierarchy, as a member of the team, he or she should have an equal voice. And once you have a team in place, the first step would be to develop an event story map. These are just terms, but having objectivity improves the chances of getting something tangible out of it. Otherwise, as I said, it will just be a canteen discussion. People will have a good laugh, and then everybody will go back to their respective jobs. For the same incident to repeat again. So you have to actually systematically and scientifically look and try to look at solutions and implement those solutions. First step after reporting an incident and developing and forming a root cause analysis team is to develop an event story map. Event story map is nothing big. It is, as the name suggests, it is just a pictorial display of the events which led up to the particular incident. Now this is done as a first step by reviewing the patient charts and by questioning the personnel who were involved in the incident. Once you've done that, you try to develop a cause and effect diagram. So what is a cause and effect diagram? Just a problem statement that you had. Then you look at the actions and conditions which cause the problem statement. And then for each action or condition, you try to look what caused that. Now if you notice in this particular diagram, and once you get some years of practice under your belt, you will realize it is never one thing. It is always one major with a one minor. Or it is multiple minor things which combine to give you a bad outcome. It is never one thing. And this has been understood by people all over the world. And that's why, see, even when they actually develop this cause and effect diagram, they understand that the problem might have been one, but there would have been multiple contributors. And each of those contributors would also have several reasons why they have contributed to all these things. Now, once you identify what are the factors which contributed, it is generally believed, it is generally known that the problems just fit into this, the 7-8 categories. Either communication barriers. The person who said didn't communicate explicitly, or the person to whom it was communicated didn't understand the language. Now, these things happen more in European Union, where they have people from different countries coming in. I may not speak English the way a British speaks English. I may not understand the way an American pronounces his language, and that might be one of the reasons for communication barriers. Our training is different. Each person's training is different. There could be engineering, equipment faults, rules and policies of the particular hospital. The procedures may have been fault, and of course, human errors. So, generally, when you look at any problem statement, the reasons for causations are one of these 8 only. But it's crucial to identify which one of this contributed to this particular event. So, then again, what happens with just a canteen discussion and a discussion which happens under the ambit of a root cause analysis? Canteen discussion happens, everybody has a good time and goes back to the respective work. Whereas, when you have a root cause analysis, a formal conduct of these proceedings, after you identify the positive factors, you have to develop corrective actions. Not just that, you also have to measure the impact those corrective actions have had in the hospital setting and communicate the results to the person who first reported that incident. So all sounds very good, nah? But even root cause analysis is actually not totally infallible. Because what happens, the administration generally, to decrease costs, to cut corners, they just look at reminders. They just see. So I'll give you an example. Let's just cut all this jargon. I'll give you an example. Cataract surgery. Patient was on the table. He required a lens to be put in his left eye. Lens was brought, given to the ophthalmologist. Ophthalmologist put the lens in the left eye. Correct patient, correct eye, correct surgeon. Only problem, the wrong lens was put in. Okay? So again, a root cause analysis was done, and it was found out that the person who gets the lens from the pharmacy means whenever in the OT they have this lens storage area, the person who gets it from that area and gives it to the surgeon, a new person had come. He had not cross-checked as to what is the make and what is the specification which has been mentioned in the patient's chart. So that's why this error happened. He brought a wrong lens, gave it to the doctor. The doctor was all gloved and operating on the table. He didn't cross-check. He just checked the name is matching, CR number is matching, age is matching, fine. So, knee-jerk reaction. From now on, the doctor will go and get the lens himself. Okay? The doctor will go and get the lens himself. Problem is, the doctor has to discard from the middle of the surgery, go to the area, get the lens. 1 year later, same problem. Okay? So the point I'm trying to make for this example is that whatever you do, problems are the same. And solutions also have to be tailored in a commonsensical manner, not just a knee-jerk reaction. Simple things which can be done by us, at least, forget the organization, understand yourself, eat well, sleep well, look after yourself as much as is possible. More importantly, know your environment, know your task, that is your responsibility. Be prepared for mistakes and have some ideas as to who you will approach, what you will do if a problem happens. Make it a habit of cross-checking, and most important, ask if you don't know. And mentally also, be prepared. Whatever you do, some mistakes or the other will happen. At most, what you can do is reduce your personal contribution to the mistakes. And when mistakes happen, because you're the treating doctor or the person who responds first to a problem which happens on hand, know the support that you will have and the contingencies that you have to be able to cope with problems. And another thing, if you're doing a complex procedure, it's a good idea to rehearse it mentally, especially if you're doing it for the first time. So, medical error is a complex issue because, as I said, it is never just one thing which goes wrong. It's multiple things which goes wrong. But it is inevitable. Mistakes will happen. Important thing is, it is not always, unless it's a violation, as I said, unless he has deliberately deviated from established guidelines. This is almost something like having a flip side of having a brain is that you will make silly mistakes. But learning from error is more productive if it is done at an organizational level. If you understand that a wrong lens can be brought from where it is stored or placed to the operating table, whoever gets it, whether the class 4 person gets it, whether the nurse gets it, or the doctor gets it, only then will you be able to ensure that once the person receives the lens from the counter, he cross-checks it over there. There's another cross-check which happens inside the operation theatre. There's another cross-check which happens when the doctor, before implanting the lens. Unless you have these systems in place, these errors will happen. So you can only have these systems in place if you understand where these errors are possible to happen and appreciate the fact that despite whatever systems you place, unless it is checked again and again and again, problems will recur. And root cause analysis is a structured system approach to incident analysis. Thank you. I suppose there are no questions.